The mist clings to the mountains, a cool gray blanket over Elias Thorne's trout farm. Every morning, for as long as he could remember, has started this way. The air is crisp, filled with the scent of pine and damp earth, and the gentle murmur of the stream that feeds his ponds. This isn't just a piece of land to Elias, it's a legacy, a living, breathing part of his family's history, carved out of the wilderness by his great-grandfather. He moves with a quiet grace, his hands, weathered by years of work, expertly scattering feed across the shimmering surface of the water. The trout, his prized steelhead, dart and flash, their silver bodies a testament to the purity of this place. But the peace is fragile. On the other side of a newly erected, stark white fence, the world is changing. Manicured lawns and imposing luxury homes are creeping up the hillside, a tide of beige stucco and oversized windows. This is Clara Sterling's domain. She arrives this morning, not in a dusty farm truck, but in a silent, electric SUV that hums with an almost predatory quiet. She steps out, her designer boots sinking slightly into the soft earth at the property line. A stark contrast to Ilias's worn work boots. Clara, the head of the new homeowners association, holds a sheaf of papers. She's polished, her voice sharp and devoid of warmth as she lists off violations. The rustic look of his farm, the scent of the natural spring water, the very existence of his operation, it all clashes with the pristine, sanitized vision she has for her community. She hands him a stack of fines, each one a paper cut against his way of life. The message is clear: sell, or be buried in penalties. Elias listens patiently, his calm demeanor a stark contrast to her barely concealed agitation. He doesn't argue, he doesn't raise his voice. He simply nods, walks back to his small wooden farmhouse, and returns with a leather-bound folio. He opens it on the fence post between them, the pages yellowed with age. Inside are the original land deeds, hand-drawn maps, and water rights, all signed and sealed over a century ago. They show that the very aquifer feeding his farm also supplies the entire valley, including her new development. His rights are not just older, they are foundational. A flicker of surprise, then anger, crosses Clara's face before she retreats to her car, the unspoken war now officially declared. That night, the moon is a sliver in the inky sky. The farm is asleep, but not everything is still. A shadowy figure moves with purpose along the edge of the main reservoir, the one that feeds all the other ponds. It's Clara. Dressed in dark clothing, she carries a heavy bag. With a determined heave, she pours a fine blue-green powder into the water. It's copper sulfate, a potent poison. She thinks she's unseen, a ghost in the night. But she's wrong. Elias, wary, after their confrontation, had set up a small motion-activated thermal camera, hidden in the dense foliage. Its lens captures everything: the silent pour, the ghostly heat signature of the chemical dispersing into the cool water, and Clara's hasty retreat. The camera records the silent act of sabotage, a digital witness to a crime against nature itself. Dawn breaks, and the familiar morning mist feels different, heavier. As Elias approaches the main pond, a sickening stillness greets him. The usual dance of trout is gone. Instead, the surface is dotted with the pale, upturned bellies of his fish. Hundreds of them, dead. The poison has done its work. A wave of grief and anger washes over him, but his face remains a mask of calm determination. He knows what this is. He follows the flow of the water, his mind racing, connecting the dots. From the main pond, the water flows down, not just to his other ponds, but into the ground, seeping deep into the aquifer, the very aquifer he had shown Clara on the old maps, the aquifer that supplies every home in her pristine development. In her attempt to poison his livelihood, she has poisoned her own community. The taste of vengeance is bitter, but the path to justice is suddenly crystal clear. A few nights later, the community's high-end ballroom is aglow. Crystal chandeliers cast a warm light on the wealthy residents mingling in tuxedos and evening gowns. It's the HOAS annual gala, a celebration of their success. The clinking of champagne glasses and polite laughter fill the air. Into this scene of polished elegance walks Elias Thorne. He's not in a tuxedo. He's in his clean work clothes, a simple man in a world of opulence. He holds a roll of maps and a small laptop. He doesn't need an invitation. He walks directly to the stage, plugs in his laptop, and the chatter in the room slowly dies down. On the large screen behind him, a geological map of the valley appears. He points to the aquifer, a vast underground river, showing its flow directly from his property to their homes. Then, he plays the thermal camera footage. The room is silent. The gala attendees watch in stunned disbelief as the video shows their HOA president, Clara Sterling, pouring poison into the water source. Gasps ripple through the crowd as Elias presents the lab results. Elevated levels of copper sulfate found not just in his pond, but in water samples taken from the taps of their own multi-million-dollar homes. The water they drink, the water their children bathe in, has been contaminated. The shock turns to outrage. Just as the uproar reaches its peak, the ballroom doors swing open. Flashing red and blue lights slice through the elegant ambience. Environmental Protection Agency officers and local police move through the stunned crowd, their target clear. They approach a pale, frozen, Clara, Sterling. The clink of handcuffs is the only sound as they lead her away, her perfect world crumbling around her. Weeks later, the mountain air is clean again. The sun shines on Ilias's farm, now a hub of activity. Scientists and cleanup crews have worked tirelessly, and with the community's full support, the aquifer has been flushed and restored. The ponds are clear and vibrant, teeming with new life. The trout are back, their silver bodies flashing in the pure water. Elias stands by the stream, a quiet smile on his face. This land is more than just his legacy. It's a symbol of resilience. He fought for it, not with anger, but with truth. True health, he reflects, comes from nature, from clean water, and pure food. It's a principle he lives by, and a promise he delivers in every trout he raises. This story reminds us that what we put into our environment, we ultimately put into ourselves. That's why sourcing matters. For those who believe in the power of pure, natural nutrition, check out Best with B12. Our supplements are sourced with the same integrity Elias shows for his farm. To support your own health and resilience, click the link in the description to learn more and subscribe. Thanks for watching.